Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric Aroka. Here at this channel, we talk about all things building corporate culture and building your own personal leadership. This week, I wanted to talk to you guys about how to ignite your organizational culture with passion, purpose, and perseverance. First of all, let's talk about passion. How do we go about igniting our organizational cultures with passion? I believe that it starts from the top down. It is definitely not a bottom-up effect. It is definitely a top-down effect. So it has to come from leadership. When they share their passion, that is going to trickle down to the rest of the organization. They set the standard for how excited people are about coming to work, about whether or not you're going to have a great atmosphere. Think about the things that you are truly, truly passionate for. This is kind of a tricky word because it's not just being happy. It's not just doing something that you're happy about. It's doing something that you can't live without. So you have to instill that kind of happiness, that type of atmosphere into your culture. We've all been around coworkers, or we've all been to organizations where they truly have a passionate culture. People love doing what they do. I remember the first time I bought a Saturn vehicle several years ago, probably 20 years ago. Wow, what a difference it was walking into a dealership that, number one, didn't dicker on price, and number two, having salespeople that were truly passionate about what they did and why they did it. They were offering a service in a different way. People there were super passionate about selling cars. So you want to surround yourself with people who are passionate. Henry David Thoreau once said, "Do not hire a man who does his work for money, but instead a man who does it for the love of it." So think about your organization. Do you love doing what you do? Another great way to instill culture is simply by hiring for culture fit. Last week's video that I did was specifically targeted on how to hire for culture fit. So check it out. I will put the link in the description, but you'll definitely want to check that out because I give 5 awesome tips on how to hire for culture fit. So we've talked a little bit about passion. Remember, passion is all about having excitement, loving what you do, and really sharing that excitement with internal customers, with external customers, really with everyone you come in contact with, because you want that passion to be contagious. You want other people to catch it. You want them to be as excited as you are about whatever it is you're doing. So instilling passion into your culture is paramount. Let's talk now about how to ignite purpose into your organizational culture. This one also starts from the top. It comes from leadership. Leaders have to have the ability to communicate their purpose or their why with other people. And if they're passionate about it, we're talking about passion again, but if they're passionate about it, then people are going to understand why you do what you do. Simon Sinek often says, people buy why you do, not what you do. People are going to buy why you do it, not what you do. So if you're, for example, if you're in a sales organization, if you're on a sales team, think beyond what you do. Think beyond what your product does. But think instead, why do you do what you do? I remember going back a few years when I was a pharmaceutical sales rep, people would always ask me, well, what do you do? And, the easy answer would be, well, I'm a pharmaceutical sales rep. And that's usually where it ended. Or I'm a medical device rep. Or whatever your title is. I'm a CEO, or I'm a this, or I'm a that. But it's really not... you shouldn't end there. You should really be talking about why you do what you do, because that's what people get behind. That's what people are truly buying. I learned early on that when I was asked, hey, what do you do for a living? Instead of just answering, hey, I'm a pharmaceutical sales rep or I'm a medical device rep, I would tell them why I did what I did. So I would say something like, Well, I'm a pharmaceutical sales rep, and the reason why I'm a pharmaceutical sales rep is because I want to make a difference in people's lives. I want to bring cures. I want to help people live a great life. People are going to get behind you. People are going to support you. People are going to better understand why you do what you do. So focus on the why. Focus on the purpose. The sooner you get people behind your purpose, your why, the sooner they're going to get behind you and they're going to follow you. They're going to do whatever it is you ask them to do. I never had a difficult time in sales because I realized early on that people were buying my why, not my what. They weren't buying my products. They were buying the why I was selling those products. Because I did that, people could get behind my action plan. When I had a call of action, when I was asking them to buy something from me, they were more willing to do so because they understood my why. So what is your why? Okay, so we've talked about passion and we've talked about purpose. So what's left? It's perseverance. So let's talk a little bit about how to ignite perseverance into your organizational culture. If you're asking yourself, is this going to start with leadership? If you're asking yourself that, the simple answer is, you better believe it does. Yes. Perseverance starts with great leadership. Think about this. The makeup of great leaders, I look at it as a 3-step process. They do 3 things really well. Number 1, they learn. Number 2, they adjust. And number 3, they overcome. In other words, they simply win. Great leaders win. They learn, they adjust, they overcome. The old adage says, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. This adage is deeply, deeply rooted in perseverance. Think about that. Do you quit? Do you quit when things get hard, when things don't go your way? Building a winning culture is something that is going to take time. If you think that building a winning culture that lasts is going to be, you're going to spend, a couple of months at it, and then it's just going to take off and you're going to have this wonderful organizational culture, you've got another thing coming. Building a winning organizational culture that lasts takes time. If this was an easy endeavor, every organization would be doing it. But because it's not, very few organizations are willing to do it. To really build a winning culture, that in order to build a winning culture that lasts, this is an endeavor that is going to take some time. Don't quit. Learn, adjust, and overcome. See it through to the very end, and simply don't quit. If building organizational culture was easy, every organization would be doing it, but they are not. So take the time to persevere. When the going gets tough, get going, because you are tough enough to see it through to the end. Remember that you can build the winning culture that you want in your organization. And you can do that by instilling passion, purpose, sharing and communicating your purpose with people, tell them what your why is, and persevere. See it through to the very end. That is all we have time for this week. So if you've enjoyed this video, give me one of these. Make sure you hit the share button, hit the notification bell at the top, and we will see you next week.